Thank you, David, and more from you a bit later. Good morning, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to the Belfry for the 11th Annual Nucleus Conference. I'm reliably informed there's about 300 of you here today, which is a real testament to the growing Nucleus community and a real endorsement for the popularity of the annual conference. I had the pleasure of chairing this conference in 2016, and last year you had the wit and expertise of Stephen Tucker. We weren't too sure who was going to chair today's conference. It was suggested, maybe the two of us, a new double act in the making. Very sadly, very soon after, someone suggested more like Laurel and Hardy than Ant and Dec. So here I am today on my own. By the end of today, you would have heard from a fantastic lineup of some of the key individuals in Nucleus, plus 6 fantastic guest speakers. So sit back, make yourselves comfortable, and enjoy a full day of illumination, inspiration, but most of all, a day with friends, colleagues, and like-minded people. As David said, my name is Mike Seddon, and as well as chairing the Nucleus Advisory Board, I'm also a non-exec on the main board. My company, Greyside Financial Services in Epsom, has been working with Nucleus for about 10 years now, and I truly credit Nucleus and that partnership for revolutionising our business. I know that there's many in the audience today who will agree with that for their own business. For those of you that are newer to the party, I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I'm saying in the months and years ahead. Let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Fire exits are clearly marked around you. We're not expecting any fire drills today, so if the alarm does sound, it is the real thing. And you'll be led to the assembly point by the members of the Belfry. Please keep your phones and your tablets turned on, but they must be switched to silent. We really want you to get involved with the Q&As a bit later. This year's charity is the Yard, a very, very worthy charity indeed, providing adventure play experiences for disabled children and young people. Somewhere in this audience, we've got our resident auctioneer, Chris MacDonald, who'll be speaking more about the Yard during this evening's charity auction. And I do know that if your mobile phone rings, he'll be more than happy to collect a £5 fine from you. There's 2 ways to get involved today. First of all, via Twitter, and the feed for today is #Nucleus2018. And for the Q&As a bit later, me too. Not the Hollywood version, a bit more about this later on as well. Time permitting, there will be an opportunity to ask questions to our 6 guest speakers. If you've got anything for the Nucleus guys who are going to speak, plenty of time over coffee breaks and lunch. I've been instructed to warn you that today's event is being filmed and photographed, so if you're not where you're meant to be, or maybe you're a closet user of Scandia, sorry, Old Mutual, no, Quilter, please let a member of the Nucleus staff know, and none of your images will be used. And finally, please do complete the survey, which I believe is being issued next week via a Survey Monkey. It's your valuable feedback that makes these events better and better every year. As I said, I chair the Nucleus Advisory Board, which is made up of 9 shareholding firms. As per usual at this time of year, we've got a couple of firms coming to the end of their term, HKA and Arch. After nearly 10 years, Arch will not be seeking re-election. And I'd like to publicly thank Arthur Childs for the commitment and dedication that he's shown over that period. Let's get Arthur to his feet. Where are you, Arthur? Well done. HKA will be seeking re-election, but in our true democratic style, they will need to secure the sufficient votes. So why put yourselves forward? We meet quarterly in London to discuss everything Nucleus, including shareholder matters, proposition, and profitability, to name but a few. The advisory board is a conduit into Nucleus and a great way to share your views, your opinions, and to hold the management to account. Nucleus was built with significant advisor influence, and as the company evolves and grows, we must not let that influence slip. Nominations and voting will start next week. If you're a shareholding firm and you've got interest in putting yourselves forward, please come and speak to me in one of the breaks. I'd love to speak to you. Moving on to the Platform Development Group. As you already know, advisor influence lies at the heart of Nucleus, and for that reason, we do have the Platform Development Group. Before saying too much more on the PDG, I'd like to thank Rob Bray for chairing this group for many, many years. Rob isn't here today, but under his leadership, the PDG can take credit for much of the functionality that you're using today. Rob stepped down recently, and we've got a new chairman, John Simpson of Smith & Pinchin. Now, John is here today, and I'm sure he'd welcome the opportunity to speak to you further. Although for a taster of the PDG, John's recorded this short video.
I'm John Simpson. I'm a director of Smith & Pinchin. I sit on the board with my fellow directors and help shape the way in which the company moves forward. I've been involved with the Nucleus platform since 2009. We wanted to be actively involved with Nucleus. The Platform Development Group is important because of the two-way communication that exists between Nucleus and its users. It was one of the main reasons for us becoming part of the Nucleus community. Nucleus has always sought to listen to IFAs, and so through the Platform Development Group we can sit and we can discuss with Nucleus what is important to us as a group of IFAs. For any IFA who is thinking about joining the Platform Development Group, I would encourage all IFAs to become active in what Nucleus does and help Nucleus to develop into the best platform it can possibly be.
For those of you that know John, you'll be absolutely amazed that he spoke for nearly a minute there without mentioning his Tesla. So on to the theme for today, disruption. There's much talk about disruption. When you think you're beyond it, something else comes along. So much change over the last few years. We've now got MiFID II, the senior managers regime, and not to forget GDPR. I could go on, the platform market study, and a number of firms still to complete their re-platforming. Over 300 billion of client assets still exposed to change and disruption. On the subject of re-platforming, I recently attended a competitor's annual conference about 2 weeks ago. I won't mention the company, that wouldn't be fair. Their conference wasn't a patch on the Nucleus conference. Just a shame they held it in London and not Zurich. During a panel debate, I put a question forward to Lancat's Mark Polson on the subject of re-platforming and due diligence. He's adamant that it's a critical part of due diligence and will be a major disruptor in the months and the years ahead. Nucleus is there. Was it painful? Yeah, it was really, really painful. Just take a look at poor old Andy. But it's done, it's working, and more importantly, it's paid for. But there's always more change to come, but with change comes opportunity. Today's conference is all about embracing that change and seeing opportunities amidst the chaos. I'm one of you, I'm an IFA, and we are a real resilient bunch. And I know, no matter how much change and regulation they throw at us, we continue to grow, we continue to grab market share, we make some money, but above all else, we put our clients first and do a fantastic job. Congratulations to all of you for doing that. So that's all from me for now, and on to a fantastic lineup of speakers, which just gets stronger and stronger every year. Before our guest speakers, let's hear from the real brains behind Nucleus. Our first speaker will need very little introduction. Someone who's been key to the success since he joined the business in 2012. He's a true number cruncher and a man that produces Excel spreadsheets that frighten the life out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chief Financial Officer Stuart Geard.